Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this. If you guys caught my last two videos, you guys know that I am currently in the middle of completely detailing my car for the first time in several years. I definitely keep my car clean. I wash it, I wireless wash it after trips, I do my wheels, but I've not actually done a full detail where it takes me several hours. I've actually had to take off work today to do this. The part I'm getting ready to do right now is something that I have never done before on this car with this paint. I think I did it when I first got the car, but I have not done it since it's been repainted 5 years ago. I'm getting ready to do a clay bar. Now, some of you guys probably have heard of clay bar. Some of you probably have never heard of clay bar. I know people who I tell I'm gonna clay my car that have never heard of that. They look at you like, what are you talking about? You're gonna put clay on your paint? I'm like, yes. And you explain to them what it does, and they're kind of like, that sounds stupid, but I'm here to tell you, it's not. So, whenever you drive your car a lot, my car not so much because it's not driven a whole lot, and when it is parked, it's usually in a garage, like this black cover right here, the enclosure. But clay is made to basically take contaminants off your paint. What are contaminants? Well, rail dust, industrial fallout, bug guts, bird poop, paint overspray, anything like that. And there's a trick that you can use to see if your car needs clayed. As you guys can see, my car was just cleaned. I just cleaned it, washed it, and dried it, and brought it in here. Now, right now, it's not perfect because I haven't polished it yet or detailed it because I gotta clay it yet. But you can see it does still look pretty darn good. You can see my reflection right there. Anyways, I'm gonna show you how to see if your car needs a clay bar. So, a good way to know if your car needs to be clayed is get a Ziploc bag. Now, as you guys know, I only use Adam's products on my car. And in his videos on how to use clay, this is what he uses every single time. It's funny, it's cheap. Obviously, everyone has these in their house, but it works very efficiently. This is what you do. You want to put your hand inside a Ziploc bag. And you want to take your hand across the paint like this. And when you do that, see, if you don't do that, you do it with your hand. I'm not going to do it right now, but if you do it with your hand, you're not going to be able to feel all the contaminants. But with the bag, it really makes those contaminants feel a lot stronger and a lot more there. But when you go like this, it feels like you're rubbing your hand over sand. It really does. I even had my dad, who's recording right now, do it. And he's like, oh wow, you can definitely feel that. Unfortunately, you guys can't feel it in the video, but whenever the clay bar is done, you will no longer have those contaminants. You won't feel it. It will feel completely smooth. And it's it's not dangerous, but it's not encouraged to polish a car with like any kind of applicator or buffer or anything unless you clay bar your car, because you don't want any contaminants on your paint when you go to do that. So, cross your fingers, wish me luck. This is the first time I've ever done clay bar. I'm doing it for the first time on camera. If I do something wrong or something you don't approve of, you can tell me or just let it go. I don't really care. But we're gonna do you only do small sections at a time, and the best way to do it is use their detail spray. Adam's detail spray, which is a very good lubricant. It's good to use just spray on, wipe off, but this is what you also use when you do a clay bar. You just spray a section, get your clay bar, and you wipe over. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. All right, so my wife actually bought this for me last year for my birthday in April. I didn't use it last year because I did not get around to doing it. But this year I really wanted to use it because now it is a year old. I mean, there is a shelf life, but I mean, it's not a year. It's a couple years you can use this. Actually, they say you can do up to 30 cars with one clay bar. I find that kind of hard to believe, but that's what they say. So anyways, you want to just take it out of the package, and inside here, this is the Visco clay. It's our latest edition. It comes with this little rubber applicator thing, but there's these little ridges. I don't know if you guys can see them or not, but these little ridges that actually imprint the clay. And as you can see on here, there's still plastic wrapped around it, but the clay actually has that imprint on it, and that helps kind of pick up the contaminants, and it also puts it up in between the ridges so it doesn't re-scratch your car whenever you're wiping over it. And then once you do a side and it gets dirty, you can just simply pull this apart. It's real stretchy. It's very elastic-like. You can just fold it over itself and then reapply. So right now we're just gonna put the lid back on here, and I'll show you guys what to do. So the first thing you want to do is this. There's plastic on here just to protect it while it's in its container. So anyways, you want to take this plastic off because obviously that's not for your car. And there's one on the other side if I can get a hold of it here. Like that. And then you want to use this, you actually put this on top like this. And you can pull this up over. Wow, that's really elastic. That's pretty cool. And like this. And then you can use this as like an applicator to put on your car. The clay is really thick. You don't got to worry about it like this red thing poking through unless you get it really thin. But for right now, we don't have to worry about that at all. But what you want to do is you just want to. I'm going to do the roof first. Since this is my first time ever doing this, you go over there. Since this is my first time ever doing this, I want to do it on the roof first, just because the roof's not on the car very often at all. So if I were to do something incorrectly, it's not going to be seen very much. But the car was just freshly washed, and also another thing you want to do is do this on a cool car. You do not want to do this outside. The car was outside when I washed it, but I poured it inside, and it's been sitting here for about 45 minutes, and the paint is completely cool to the touch. It's not warm at all. It's just like room temperature, which is about 72 degrees right now. Anyways, you want to get this. You just want to put it on. Don't be afraid to use it. And then you just want to get your clay, and you just want to go like this in one direction, and you want to go back and forth this direction. This way you're getting everything that's on that section in both directions. You want to do all this. Don't be afraid to get your glass too. They actually recommend you do your glass at the same time you do everything else. So, and as you guys can see here, you guys might not be able to see it from over there, but so far I have there's no black on this at all. It still looks really clean. So I'm not going to flip it over yet. I'm going to come over and do the other side. Again, you just want to spray the area you're going to do. You don't want to put this on dry because the clay will start to kind of like stick to the paint. You don't want to do that. So once you got that on there, just back and forth. You don't want to go in swirls. Anyone who knows anything about paint, you don't want to go in swirls when you're doing hand polishing or claying or anything like that. It's not good for your paint, and it's noticeable. So basically, this is how you want to do it. This is directly off of Adam's video too, so I think he's right. And you just want to go in the opposite direction. Alright, and that takes care of the top. Now, there's a lot of extra detail spray on the roof here now. I'm just going to grab a rag and just wipe it clean. These are Adam's towels, borderless towels. And basically, you can just put this on here and just wipe detail spray right off. Comes off very... Detail spray is the #1 selling product that Adams has, and there's a reason for that, because it's very, very, very nice, and it smells like grapes, which is amazing. All their stuff has smells to it, which is not why I buy it, but it's not a bad thing. My mom will come out here in the garage whenever I'm doing this, and she'll be like, "It smells like grapes, it smells like fruit." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I can tell you're washing your car." Absolutely. Wow, I'm actually really impressed with how that looks. I did a really nice job. So, here comes a test. Is this to do the Ziploc bag. And honestly, guys, I do not see any swirls at all, which is what I was I wasn't afraid of it, but since I've never did it before and it's black, you know, it's hard to get black paint to look perfect. I just want to see how this feels. Oh yeah. Smooth and a baby's butt. Alright guys, I'm just going to do one more section here just to show you guys a different part of the car, but then once that's done, I'm just going to do the rest of it without being on camera because you don't want to see me do the whole entire thing. But basically, like I said, you just want to do a section of paint. I'm just going to do the entire length on this one side here, and then just the entire length of the car. and then back and forth. Starting to get a little bit of contaminants on here. I'll show you guys what to do with that after I get this cleaned off. Alright, so what you want to do, you can actually take this off like this, set this to the side, then you can actually like fold this over itself like this, fold it this way, fold it over itself again. Now you basically have brand new clay to put over here. So you want to get your nice pattern on there like this, then flip that over. Now you can put it on, over top of here again. Now you have a brand new pad here to go with. All right, I have got the entire car clay barred. Now I just gotta do some detailing, but she looks good, and you can definitely see a legit reflection there in the paint. But roof is done. Dad's sleeping. Everyone on YouTube always says your dad does all the work, I stand around and film, blah blah blah, I can't do nothing. But look, it's perfect. Now you guys know that I'm not the only one that sits around and does absolutely nothing. This is Friday, my dad's day off, by the way. So I'm doing the work today and he's recording. So how you like that? Anyways, this is what we're gonna do next. So, glass cleaner, boom, right here. They used to have their glass cleaner in an actual bottle like this, like a spray bottle. Then they went to an aerosol, and it's very well loved by a lot of Adam's customers. So I bought this. I do not have the actual rags that they say go with it. However, I do have the original glass rags that were made with the original glass cleaner, which are right here, which I'm gonna get them out right now. So, Adam's glass cleaner is now a foaming spray. It used to just be like Windex, basically, you spray in liquid on your car. This actually foams up, and I'm not worried about it getting overspray on the paint, because again, I haven't actually detailed it yet with my brilliant glaze. So, this comes off. Most of you guys have probably never cleaned the window before, so I'm just gonna show you how this is done. But there's that, and then one of these little glass rags, and it smells good. Of course, it's Adam stuff. And that comes off nice too. It doesn't streak at all. Over here to this window. These windows here are hardly ever up, but I'm cleaning them anyways just because they haven't been cleaned in a while. And I want to get my side mirrors as well, because, well, you know, because they need cleaned. Alright, so I got the windows all cleaned on this. I actually like that glass cleaner a lot. First time I ever used it, really, really good. My dad said they were going to clean windows next week in the house. They're going to use it, and I told him go ahead because it'll probably take me 10 years to use it all. Okay. The next thing, the last thing I'm doing to finally get this car done is, excuse me, Pops. I want to brilliant glaze the entire car. This stuff can be used on multiple different things. It can be used on paint, glass, chrome, aluminum, etc. You can also use it for hand polishing and machine polishing. And in here, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Yes, you can. I have a hex grip head thing, and the blue is the finest one they offer for stuff just like this. So that's what I want to use to do this. I'm going to show you how. So these right here are Adam's like micro plush double-sided towels. These are really good for removing any kind of wax or brilliant glaze, any kind of hazing material that you put on your paint. Love these things. They're so soft. It's like a pillow. In many ways, my windshield is pretty darn clean, as you can see here. It really rolls down. So brilliant glaze is a very runny liquid. The original used to be a lot thicker, but they had problems with it, so now this is the new version. Basically, you want to put some on this hex head gripper thing. Do a fairly large section, and then once it comes to a haze, you just wipe it right off, and it's super easy to do. Again, you want to do this inside. It makes it a lot easier. The hazing doesn't happen instant. The original used to haze really like half an hour. This year's hazes in minutes, like literally 30 to 60 seconds. So once you put this on and wipe it off, that is basically that's your last thing you put on the paint. Now, if you guys do wax your car, which I usually had wax here, but it was so old it was like a brick. You can also put this over top of wax. They actually recommend that you use this when you get to a car show to do your finishing little touch before people start coming and looking at your car. But I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Basically, you want to shake it up really good. And you're going to want to just pour it on here. It soaks it in pretty good. But you want to get this nice and wet, full of this stuff. And then basically just start here and just do this. You can go left and right, up and down, but you don't need to go in swirls if you don't want to. I wouldn't recommend it. But once you get that on a thick layer like that, you'll see it start to haze up pretty quick. Here you guys can see it's already starting to haze here in the center. I mean, you guys saw it. It took just a couple seconds. So now that it's starting to haze, I want to go ahead and wipe it off. I just get this, put it on here, and just wipe it right off. And that'll give it a real nice shine. It'll make the paint look a lot deeper, almost like you can just crawl into it. And then once that's done, see that shine? Oh yeah, she's shining. Looks like I missed a spot right there. Got it? And then off to the next panel. Once it starts to haze, which it already is, you put your towel back down here and wipe her off. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I got the car done, clay barred, brilliant glazed, polished, got the rag all over the car, get all the polish off. This is actually the reflection that you're seeing right here, but here's the car. And she's looking pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with the way she turned out, for sure. Do a real quick spin around here for you guys. By the way, if you guys are not following this guy on YouTube or Instagram, you guys should definitely do that, for sure. But let me know what you guys think below. But look at those shines on that paint. Pretty happy with it? Yeah. Alright, enough of this. Let's get some glamour shots. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the car is now back inside her garage door here, a little enclosure. I really appreciate you guys hanging out for this one because, like, again, the clay bar, if you do a search on YouTube, you don't see a whole lot of clay bar stuff, especially for Adams. Basically, you see his actual tutorial video on his actual Adams channel for all of his products. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Let's give my dad a big thanks for all the helping he did with recording everything. Thanks, Dad. And he just gave it a thumbs up just like that. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Take care now. See you later. Bye. Excuse me. Good morning, good afternoon. So a good way to find out, hold on, am I a silhouette or can to my face? What? I didn't do that right. You can turn it off there.
I don't see you.
Am I black?
Mm-hmm.
Am I all black?
Mm-hmm.
Over there.